Hi, this is Dr. Law from Tiffan University. Today I'm here with one of my students, Jessica, and she is a transfer student. It's her first semester in Tiffan University. Now, Jessica, introduce yourself.
My full name is Jessica Bowman. You can also call me Essie. Like she said, I am a transfer student. I used to be in Owens. I got my associates there, and now I'm a junior here in TU, specifically in forensic.
So actually, the reason I invite her here for do this dialogue because I think there'll be quite a few transfer students on campus, and they'll be interesting to learn about how transfer students their adjustment in college and how their life looks like. So do you want to share what made you want to transfer to university? What's your motivation?
To be honest, cheapness. And also it seemed to fit perfectly with my career path as a prison counselor. That's what I'm trying to get into, and that forensic psych works perfectly with that.
Yeah, you go to community college first and go to university. So then explain to us what people choose that path rather than just go to university right away.
I can't speak for everyone, but for me, it was just a lot more simpler to go from high school to a community college. It's a lot smaller. It's no worry about having to stay in housing, especially as someone that was doing college all by myself, figuring it all by myself. Owens was cheaper. I could pay through it.
Yeah.
And I could figure out the documentation all by myself.
So make a transition easier,
Mm-hmm.
right? So when you decide to do this pattern, did you talk to the counselor or you just decide your own?
My specific path was kind of messed up by COVID. I was class of 2020, so as soon as senior year kind of got destroyed there.
Yeah.
So it kind of went from me just being a senior chilling March, to figuring out college without much help.
Yeah.
So at first my expectation was to either go straight to BG or go from Owens to BG was my idea, especially because I had to worry about the payment gap.
Yeah.
But so because of the detriment of the pandemic, I said, okay, Owens is gonna be easier to figure out.
Yeah.
As it is. It was full on just me. I didn't have time to talk to advisors when it comes to this. It was anytime I was with advisors, it was high school courses, not college courses.
Yeah. So can you help us to understand? So when how many years you spent in Owen, the community college?
I spent Owens basically 2 years and a half, I would say. And the 2 years and a half was mostly because I did my first semester at Owens.
Yeah.
And then there was a mix-up with my financial aid, so I had to take that semester off, the next semester off, to get all my billing done, and then go back, and then I got my associates there, so 2.5 years would be.
Okay, so pretty much 2 years. Yeah. Some people out there, maybe they are just watching this YouTube, they may not know how to transfer, what that means transfer from community college to university. So do you want to explain to us a little bit how that looks like, how the process looks like?
I was able to, for my own research project, talk to the vice president of student enrollment, and we actually talked about this. We were talking about how TU itself, specifically TU, not just private colleges altogether, have been really trying to work with community colleges around the state, around the region, to make sure it is as simple as humanly possible. And that's what happened with Owens. Like I said, I was first going to PG, but that didn't turn out. And so I was, for Owens, I was in what they called Falcon Express. It's based off of their mascot, where it's as long as you do good, get your associates in Owens, it perfectly transfers into BG, which they also had that with Tiffan. I just did not realize it was going to Tiffan instead of BG at the time. So it was so smooth. I just literally had to make sure I got them all the transfer credits from Owens as well as my CCP. just the official transcript.
So when you transfer to Tiffan, you take all the credit you get from ON, and then your CCP from high school, and they'll transfer to Tiffan University.
For me, yes, it could be Owens. For me, my transfer credits from Rhodes State College, so I had to do my official transfer from Rhodes State, Owens, and I think they also still require the high school one. I took CCP in high school.
Okay.
My version of the CCP was still being in the high school with a approved teacher teaching the CCP class in that high school. It wasn't the version where you had to go to that college.
Yeah. Okay. Wow. So now you take all that everything you learned from high school in college courses, and then from on college, and now you take them, and now you are in Tiffan University.
Yeah.
So you take the different paths than traditional student, right?
For sure.
So now you are here. This is your first semester. Okay, you want to share with us how the first semester sit in the college, how they different from your previous experience.
Specifically, my first semester in Owens was, my dad joked that Owens is 13th grade, that it's very similar to high school and how they help you through stuff. And that's not a dig on Owens, no way, shape, or form. It just was a very smooth transition in that sense, which I really needed because, again, it was in the middle of the COVID pandemic.
Yeah.
For here, it wasn't as smooth, but that's not a bad thing. It's just because it was going from Owens, and how the things that they were expecting from us is a little different. Here, when we say research in Tiffan University, we mean literally doing surveys, interviewing people, getting IRB approval. But when we said research in Owens, it meant looking up scholarly articles and just making an argument from that.
Yeah.
So it was different there. But I have to praise the woman right here because I'm so happy I took research design my first semester because it's saved a good amount of time because research design is taking you step by step on how to do the research, both the paper, both the literature review, and the SPSS, or the analyze of the data you collect.
So that means when you transfer to university, compared with the people, they just get into university right away from high school, you are more mature than other students, right?
Yeah,
in a sense, right? Because when Jessica told me this is her first semester in Tiffan, I said, really? I thought you know everything. Yeah, and then I can see Jessica is more prepared than other students. She's very goal-oriented. She knows what she wants to do, and then she ahead of the game. So is this what transfer student all looks like? What do you think about it?
It really depends on what you mean by transfer student, because transfer students are, like me, a junior or lower who's just going from community college to here, or it could be someone in their 30s or just coming back to college. Yeah. Which obviously they would be even more mature. They've gone through a lot of life experience.
Yeah.
I believe, yes, in general, I would say transfer students are going to be a little bit more mature. Just in my case, specifically from what I can see from our class and seeing that the few people that have openly said, "Oh, I'm a transfer student," seem to be more participatory.
Yeah,
and not just me.
Answer the questions and then respond to the professor.
I remember one of the other transfer students was the first to participate in that little game we had for statistical mapping. So it's not just me, even though I'm the front of the class, so I'm paying attention a lot.
Yeah.
But in each way, though I am more mature, I'm still kind of starting in a very similar position where I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, so that's very interesting to talk about more detail. So one hand, she kind of immature, she know what she want. But another hand, this still the new environment, still a lot of things are unknown. So how how do you find the balance? How do you handle it?
A lot of passion about the curriculum that is being taught. The great thing about being a transfer student with their associate's degree, you don't have to do any gen eds. You're just, all your classes are psych.
It's
all psych.
Professional class.
You don't have to do any random bio courses if you don't want to. So it's all what is needed for your career path, which is very motivating as a transfer student in general. I've been very motivated in my career path since I was 16 years old. This is something I'm like, I can't see any other career path for me. So that helps. And then also because I think it's also not just because of my own experience, but in general, I'm sure more transfer students have to deal with this than just general 18-year-olds coming from high school. Transfer students are probably more likely to have to pay their way through. And though, yes, you as a 18-year-old, you probably feel the pain of having to put your parents through having to pay for your college. The fact that you can see your own bank account go down and get worried about that is also a motivation to keep going, because as soon as you get your degree you need and actually get the credits and the licensures, you might be able to actually pay for all that debt. So there's a lot of factors that all students have to deal with that will motivate them more. But I do think it's probably a little bit more for transfer students just because they're also going to be older in general.
So I remember you mentioned about when you in the orientation week, because you have to go with other kids. Can you tell a little bit about the experience?
But the orientation is for every student that's their first semester there, which is mostly 18-year-olds with their parents. Well, I was there 2021-ish by myself taking notes. So they were obviously pushing what they're doing towards the younger demographic with their parents. Also the fact that I'm a commuter that doesn't go into housing. There were a lot of stuff about housing. So it was like, there was good information in there, but a lot of the information
you don't need that.
I don't need. So, and it was pulling towards the people with the parents and towards the parents themselves.
So if you have chance to organize, to design the orientation for transfer student, what's your suggestion?
Assuming that all the information that was in the orientation that was good for transfer students is all the information they have for transfer students. I would just maybe on the same orientation day, just have one teacher with one classroom, maybe an online version, because again, there's a lot of people that are older people that have to worry about being parents. And it probably wouldn't take more than at most 3 hours, because it again, a lot of it was for the parents. Then again, there are transfer students that have parents very much involved. That's more my experience. So I would have to think about that to make it clean. But in general, I feel like you can just have a full orientation just for transfer students, honestly. Maybe like you can go to both if you really want to, but if you feel if they like tell you what would be in the transfer thing and you think, oh, that's the only things I really need, just go to the transfer version.
So what information you think transfer students need in the orientation? What information they should tell you guys?
Based off what was there, the general inspirational stuff is still important for transfer students.
Maybe how the campus looks like.
How the campus looks like, especially for the transfers that are doing housing. I only know 2 buildings because that's where all my classes are in. Actually 3 because of Gilmore. But understanding meal plans, because we still deal with meal plans if you want to. Commuting, stuff about commuting. And just like how to best engage in general, Because that's been my hardest thing. I'm literally doing a research thing in her class about struggling with engagement as a transfer student and a student in general. But so that is a big part of it. And yeah,
I think that'll be a very good idea, right? Okay, so now you have been here for a semester, right?
less than
Almost, not yet, which is in the October. 2 months?
2 months.
I feel I have been knowing you for
because I talk to you more than most of your other
but Jessica is very involved, so it's very good to have her in the class. So then 2 months now, how do you see yourself changing or difference or anything still the same? What do you see yourself now?
So much freaking different. I have so much more confidence in my classes. Like I said, I'm very engaged, and because I'm engaged with my teachers, right now I only have 2.
Yeah. She
So-
did 3 classes with the same professor.
Yeah, thankfully she was great. Because if she wasn't, that would have been a problem for me. But anyway, I'm very engaged with both of you, and in general, it's been very invigorating, especially to be in Dr. Vic's class, because it's she really is interested in getting me into the right internships, which is like really important, especially when it comes to financial stuff. And then talking about stuff like project development, actually doing research is giving me some confidence, and actually I don't have to wait until I'm a graduate to change things around here or around my community locally. Probably can't do crazy yet, but like I'm doing stuff already with that, both within college, like with Dr. Vic. I was gonna do the green committee, and she's doing something called the experiment and other stuff I'm doing that I brought up to her, and it's great. So it reinvigorated me and gives me a lot more energy to keep going.
Yeah, so it looks like Jessica prepared all her life for this semester.
I am not religious. I am not. But it feels like I was destined to be here in so many different ways.
Yeah.
From the major being perfect for my thing, I can pay my way through it. Dr. Vic being awesome, the internships opportunities being awesome, and then me and my brother really love dragons, so even the mascot, it feels like it's like calling to me. So yeah.
Wow. See, sometimes when you go to a place and you say, well, this is my place, right? And even when she's sitting, I'm gonna say, well, this is my student, and I don't even know, she's just a newcomer, right? Yeah, so looks like we have a lot of talk about a lot of positive things. If anything you have been struggle and actually you are in the process of trying to overcome it, and what is that?
The social aspect. In general, my personal problems, like in general, is hanging out with people my own age. There's a reason why I gravitated to Dr. Vic and Dr. Law a lot easier than I did my fellow students.
Some duration.
Apparently. So that's why I mentioned the student engagement thing. Like I'm trying to get engaged when it comes to like action and like making the world a better place type situation, but like just general social, like having fun with people, making actual friends. I haven't really made a friend here at Tiffan. So except if you count the teachers, which is a good thing for my career, but not really good thing for my mental health. That's been the biggest struggle, and I really do not know how to fix it, because making friends takes time, and it also takes social like abilities, both things I have very little of. So
Okay, so now think about pretend you already finished your school, you're a professor now, and you have a transfer student sit there. What's your suggestion for Jessica to go social?
I was in Dr. Law's or Dr. Vic's shoes. I would probably because there's very little transfer students in those classes. I think there's a few more in your class, but in the first day, especially because you guys are very engaged with students, maybe specifically ask the transfer students, because even though I'm a professor that went through it, there's going to be different problems that the transfer students of the future are going to deal with than the transfer students of the now. So even though I do think you two do very good at student engagement in general, like just being the relationship wise, it's understandably more about their career path and not like the other aspects of college, because college is not supposed to just be about your career. It's about your social standing with friends, and a lot of people will find their partners that they marry in college, which is the part that I'm struggling with, even though one of my classes is human sexuality. So maybe because both of you kind of did this, just like how's your first day of class, maybe see the transfer students are like, this is a little much, and maybe take them out, maybe and ask them specifically if there's anything that extra that they can give. It's not like you even have to do much. You can just like, oh, these are things that are easy to do, are flexible in the college, or like even just like the bars around are really good, stuff like that.
Yeah. So now we understand the struggle for transfer student can be social aspect, right? So we just somehow we need to make Jessica mind a little bit, put them in a younger time. But I think in my suggestion, just enjoy your time, and if the person good for you, they'll be up here. They'll be here.
Oh, don't worry. I'm having a great time, and I think I might here soon find a way to socialize that still has to do with my projects. That's easier for me than to socialize through work than it is to socialize through entertainment and recreation. So that's, you just have to find your way, I guess.
Yeah. So can we say, you feel you are living your dream now?
Yeah.
You work so hard from coming college. In high school, you take college courses, and now you are in the college and work through your bachelor degree.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, absolutely. My life as a minor was a little not exactly the best. So the fact that I'm here right now was a 50-50 shot, honestly. Not just as a college student, but as a person in general.
Yeah.
So the fact that I'm doing this, and yes, it's weird, like they say the journey is better than the destination right now. That's very true. I'm having so much fun, and it's not just my college experience. I'm going through therapy. I'm working on exercising, and like I'm reading books again, a thing I couldn't do for a while, and just trying to improve myself, which is might sound like work, but if you find something you're passionate about, it's not work.
Yeah. So then what's your plan for this college life? How long you plan to take?
For me, I specifically know I'm going to need at least master's, which I always knew I was going to need at least master's. Yeah. My plan is to get that internship and get out of my job, and just keep learning, because apparently what seems to be the most great value and virtue you can have is just the love of learning in this situation, because again, I didn't know nothing. I knew nothing in this place, and right now I'm one of the star students of my classes just because I keep trying to learn more and more and understand my deficits, because I was a junior that wasn't in this college beforehand. So
if this is a movie, what's the title of this movie? Or if this is a book, how do we name your time right now?
Based off a research thing I did for one of my DEC classes.
Yeah.
how to afford a dream, both financially and personally, or something like that. Because again, it's been a long time. It's been a long journey to get here in so many different aspects that maybe other people have to deal with and some people don't. So how to afford it in a way, again, not just financially, in other aspects.
Wow. Jessica, in her research, she's going to study even more from other transfer students, so she will become expert of transfer student. And I really appreciate you willing to share with us honestly about how transfer students feel like. And I think it's important for us as a faculty to hear that, because everybody different, and so we cannot assume just because you look mature, so we don't have to worry about you. We still know you're still a baby in some way. And I also want to encourage you to somehow to go back to that curiosity, to find yourself, the young heart, even you just 2 years maybe older than others, not me, you are old.
True.
Enjoy still your young life. So we really happy, and I'm really thank you, appreciate you sharing. So if you anything encourage people there, they are looking for to be a transfer student, how do they prepare themselves?
Talk to people. Just keep talking to people. Not just your teachers, not just the faculty, not just the people at the lunch table, just anyone. Because surprisingly, the great thing about college is people are nicer. High school is hard for some people without social aspects. So people are nicer here. And if you just keep talking, eventually someone's gonna like something you're saying, including your teachers when it comes to your career as well as socially. So just keep talking.
And then also learn something from Jessica. Sit in the front row and then smile at teacher and then raise hand and ask question. And then I kind of told her, even if whole class not pay attention, as long as you pay attention, you give me energy to continue to teach. And
be willing to teach your other students because they need help.
In the class, you can be the assistant to your professor.
I was almost about to do that today in class.
Some students will say, "Can Jessica helping us?" Wow. So I'm so glad I have you. And I've been here for my 19 years. And finally you are here. Finally you grow up. And as you say, everybody destined to go somewhere. Right? And even your original plan is now Tiffan. But then I'm glad you choose Tiffan.
And the same amount of appreciation you have for me is the exact same appreciation I have for you. Do not get that wrong.
Okay, so thank you, Jessica.
Yes.
Thank you. So we for those of you who think about transfer Tiffan is a good place, and we are waiting for you to be here. Okay, bye-bye.
Bye, dragons.
Bye-bye. Go Dragon!